Welcome to Let's Face It, where Eunice comes and gives you the truth. Hey guys, welcome to Let's Face It. Hope you guys are doing well. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the last video before New Year comes in, so I just wanted to tell you guys that I am praying for you all and I wish you guys the best, and I hope that this Christmas is a good one for you guys, and that you guys really that this Christmas was a good one, and this new year I do pray that everything that you want in 2021 is just gonna come to you, and I just wish you guys the best of luck, good vibes all the way, of course. Okay, so for this last video I wanted to do something more fun for 2021. I wanted to do for 2020, actually I wanted to do something more fun, and I did on my Instagram. If you're not following my Instagram, you better. It's Eunice So Jiggly, that's my name. Go ahead and follow it. I definitely wanted to post something about, so let me go ahead. I did a little poll on my Instagram asking people for questions or things that people have told them. Things that people have told them. Let me see. Or experiences that they've had as an international student. So things that people have told them, or experiences that they've had. Because I don't know if, well, most people already know, but I was an international student. I don't know. But of course, coming from Nigeria, I came to America for college. So at 16, and just talking about, because before I start, if you can go back to the beginning of my channel, when I first started my channel, the main goal was to bring awareness and talk about conversations, kind of like hard conversations, or things that you usually don't talk about when you first meet a person, or when you're going for dinner breaks, or you're going on a dinner date with someone, or whatever you're going for. Those conversations that you generally don't really say right off the bat. This is where we're going to be having uncomfortable conversations, things that need to be said but are usually not said. So I am not making this video in any way, shape, or form to make anybody mad or to make anybody angry. If you're not an international student, this is just to keep you informed and aware of things that you should and you should not say, and just how to deal with things in general. And so this video is coming honestly from a good place. At the same time, it's not coming from an angry place, because I'm going to talk about things that people have said, and also things that personally have been said to me. Of course, during that time that it happened, I was angry about it, but now I'm no longer angry. Instead, I want to give people just a little bit of education or information. And if you've gone through this and you want to talk about it, or if you're not an international student and you never really know how to react to an international student doing certain things, just feel free to comment down below and talk about those kind of things, so that, because that's why we're here. We're literally here to help each other grow and to just increase our knowledge, and just help so that the society can become better at the end. Okay, so let us begin. So I'm seeing most of these questions for the first time, because I only looked at it once, I'm gonna be honest. So so the first thing that somebody asked was, I'm keeping all these people anonymous for obvious reasons, because I just think it's better that way. It says, so somebody said she hates when people ask, are you going back to your country? That's very true. I think personally, I've asked people ask me that questions before. A lot of people have been like, are you going back to your country? Like, you come to school and maybe, let's say you're about to graduate, and they're like, oh, when you graduate, you're studying nursing, you're studying this. Are you gonna go back to your country when you're done? First of all, treat an international student how you want to be treated if you came to a country, okay? Most students that live their country either come to America or Canada, wherever they're going to find a better place, to probably get a job, probably establish themselves, to help their families back home. Some of them actually want to go back home and start working. So it's not in your place It's just not in your place to ask them what they want to do. It's just like a regular American. You can ask them, okay, you're studying pre-physical therapy. What do you want to do after college? You can ask them that. What do you want to do after your master's degree? You can ask them that. But you don't ask them, oh, are you going to go back to Tennessee? Or are you going to go back to the Indiana? Because let's be honest, they probably don't even know what they want to do because they're in college. Like, they're still trying to figure their lives out. They're trying to figure how everything is going to go. So it's just not in your place to be asking them that type of question. It's like, it's really not. And personally, for me, people have asked me that type of question, and at that time I was very, very ignorant. I thought I needed to give an answer. So a lot of times, I'm pretty sure many times I said yes. Sometimes I'll be like yes, sometimes I'll be like no. Sometimes then I'll have to explain to them how I actually want to get a job or what I want to do with my degree. But you just, most of the time, you already know the answer, so what's the point of asking them? You can ask them, oh, what do you want to do after college? The truth is, they might not have all the answers, but that's way better than asking, oh, are you going to go back to your country? And certainly do not ask them, don't ask them, why did you come here to school? Because they wanted to go to school? Because they wanted to have a good education? Because their parents sacrificed a lot to send them to school? That's the reason why they're in college, okay? The same reason why you're in college, buddy. That's the same reason why they're in college. Another thing, oh my gosh, this one just gave me pissed. When people would ask, do you have lions or giraffes walking around in your country? Sister, I just want to understand. Do you have lions and giraffes? Okay, you know what I used to answer when people would actually ask me this? I used to tell them, yeah, my lion would love to see you and love to eat your face off. Like, why would you ask someone that kind of question? Yes, we do have lions. Actually, I never answered that. I used to tell people, yeah, we do have lions and giraffes, and they're most likely in the zoo, or in the safari. And plus, I don't even think Nigeria has safari, but like, they're probably in the zoo where, you know, most animals usually are. And if it's another African country, they're in a safari. Like, where would you see lions? I think also it's probably because of social media and TV. They've portrayed African countries or just other countries to be underdeveloped, and the only side that they show of those countries are animals just walking around, and and then they make it seem like that's our day-to-day living, not knowing that there's actually cities, there's beautiful buildings, there's nice places for people to go and visit in other countries, but they make it sound like that. And please do not be this ignorant to ask an international student this question. It's just not right. It sounds really weird. It makes them feel like they grew up in a very rural area. It's just not right. Just don't ask them that question. We all know where these animals stay. It's not in your place, okay? Don't ask them about, of course there's some places that, like in the villages, they do have, people get chickens, goats and stuff like that, but it's just not your place. Like, someone asks you do have animals? Most people in America or wherever country you are, you have dogs as pets. Everybody has an animal in their country. Don't be asking for wild animals like lions and giraffes. How could you possibly have that in your backyard? Like, be reasonable here. Don't just ask like questions. Oh, that used to make me so mad, but it's so funny. Just don't ask that, okay? Just something else. Yeah. Or, oh my gosh, when people ask, how did you get here? I probably took a camel to get here. I think that's how I came. Yeah, I probably flew through using a parachute. That's probably how of course, the person either took a plane. Most likely they took a plane if they're coming from another country. Like, people ask weird questions like, how did you get here? How did you expect the person to come to America? Please just explain to me, how did you expect the person to end up from Tanzania to the UK if they didn't fly? Like, how else did you get here to school? You drove, you flew. If you're coming from a far place, of course they can't drive from another country to another, so they most likely flew. So please stop asking questions like that. Thank you. Yeah. And one question, this one has actually been asked. People have asked me, do you have white people in your country? I don't know why people ask this question, and I think that's very weird. But I guess I feel like for the most part, it's come from a good place. Most people that be asking this question, it has come from a good place. And I think for me though, I have seen white people in my country. I've seen a lot of white people in Nigeria. I think you can find the same way you can find black people in most countries. Honey, boo boo. That's the same way that you can find white people in other countries. I think, and when we say white, it's very generalized. It's not, you're not saying Americans, you're not saying Canadian white, you're not saying England white, British white. So you're saying, you have white people. Of course, yes, we have seen white people in our country, and it's just not a question that you should ask. Okay, like, what is your business? Like, if you want to go to a certain country, you can go to any country that you want, boo. There's no restriction in the day and world that we live in that says white people are not welcome to this certain country. So that should just not be a question that you ask, because when you ask a person that just comes off as they've never seen a white person before until they came to America, until they came to Canada, until they actually went to the UK. It makes it sound like they're uncultured. So beware of that. Okay? Oh gosh, I hate this one. This actually happened to me like a month ago. Literally. Someone asked me, oh, say something in your language. Sis, don't do that. Let's just not do that. Just cut it out, okay? If you want to hear the person in their language, listen to them when they're talking to their friends or when they're on the phone with their family. Don't go eavesdropping, of course. But just don't ask people to say something in their language. You can be like, oh, teach me something. How about that? Yeah. Teach me something so I can know how to talk to you. Not say something in your language. You can be like, oh, I love your accent. What's that from? Or what language is that? Don't go say something. It makes it look like they're an experiment. It makes it look like they're not a real person. It brings unwanted attention. So just avoid say something in your language to somebody, okay? Or when you ask, oh gosh, this one, when you ask someone where they're from and they say, oh, for example, if you ask me where I'm from, they're like, hi, nice to meet you, what's your name? I'm like, oh, I'm Eunice. Where do you come from? Oh, I come from Nigeria. And then, you ask it, and the person goes, oh, really? You come from Nigeria? Oh, I have a friend from Kenya. So what am I supposed to do about that? Personally, I've tried not to be rude. Like, when people have done that to me, people be like, oh, I have a friend from Cameroon, I have a friend from Kenya. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, I've heard that place is a good country. I've not necessarily been there, so I'm kind of stuck. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? It's just like, I should meet you and ask you what state you come from, and you say, oh, I'm from Texas, and I should be like, oh, I have a friend from Tennessee. You get it? Doesn't it sound weird? Or I have a friend from New York. You see how weird it sounds? Exactly. Now, before you ask an international student a certain question, just ask yourself that question. Like, if the roles were reversed and somebody asked it to you, you being American, that's how you know if that's a question that you should ask or not. Okay? Or when, oh my gosh, this used to make me mad. Because most international students, right, whether they're from China, Japan, South Korea, wherever they're from, they usually, and even like, wherever they're from, like Nigerians, Ugandans, most of the time we have an accent, okay? And it makes me upset when people try to mimic your accent or talk like you when they're trying to get a point. And because we don't try to mimic other people. Like, I don't try to mimic other people's accent. I don't make fun of American people's accents. I don't make fun of British people's accents. So why should they come over and be like, oh, Eunice talks like this. Oh, this person talks like this. Because they're not as, let me not say fluent in English, because they do know English, but they don't have the Americanized accent. So you try to mimic their accent, or it makes them feel like they don't know a lot. It makes them feel like they're not cultured, or they're ignorant, or they do not have a nice accent, or it makes them feel like they cannot be easily understood. Now, I'm not saying that this is how all international students feel. Personally, that's how I felt when people have tried to talk like me, or when people be like, oh, this is how Eunice talks, this is how Eunice's accent is. And of course, I've tried. I usually laugh it off, but I've actually taken offense in it. But of course, I'm not gonna be pulling up a fight with it, because for the longest time, I used to try and hold my voice. Like, I didn't feel like certain things should not be talked about, but as time comes, I do think that's something that definitely should be talked about. I have the last question here. It says, what ways can I make money as an international student? Okay, so I'm thinking this is a question. Of course it has to be a question, but I think ways that you can make money as an international student. I don't know if if somebody asks you that question, what ways, most schools, they allow you to work as an international student. So if you're asking an international student how they make money, most of the time they're probably working their lovely butts off to get their bills paid. Most of them, or their parents are helping them. So it's either one way or the other. This person might actually also be asking this question as, wow, my ring light just came off. That's really weird. Okay, now it's on. Hey guys, sorry, my ring light came off. But it says, so this might actually have to be another video for another day. I'm gonna take that down. Ways that you can try and save money as an international student. I think that's a very good suggestion, and thank you to whoever filled that out. But yeah, that's gonna be another question. But I really hope that you guys learned from this video, or that somehow this video kind of entertained you one way or the other. Definitely feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what experience or what questions that you've had, or just anything in general that you want me to talk about, and I would definitely be willing to talk to you about that. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that you guys have a really great new year. Okay, make sure you stay fabulous, fantastic, and every other good thing. Okay, I love you, but God loves you more. Okay, bye bye.